Hey everybody, welcome back to HighByte. My name's Tom, this is Zero to Pipeline, and we've looked a lot at how we can bring our data into Intelligence Hub recently. We're going to try and bring it all together now. So we looked at creating models, creating templates, creating pipelines. What I want to do now is take the data that we modeled, or take the data that we created in our first pipeline, and I want to use the model and the templates that we made and some processing in a new pipeline to bring that data back into Intelligence Hub and write it back out in a way that is more standardized using our model. So let's jump into it. This should be a pretty quick one, but we're going to use it to tie together some loose ends and hopefully really bring together the picture of Intelligence Hub.
All right, so here I am in Intelligence Hub. I'm going to go ahead and log in. I've got all these pipelines that we've already played with before, but I'm going to go ahead and create a new pipeline. And I'm going to call this one, let's see, standardize pump data. That should work for us. And this is actually maybe going to surprise you how simple this pipeline can be, because what we're going to start with is a trigger. Everything has been pulled trigger so far. We're not really going to change it at this point. Let's take a look at our UNS, just for good measure. See, there's pump 1, pump 2, pump 3. Great. And we can see that's changing every 2 seconds, I think. I guess I could go actually look at the pipeline that's making it, huh? Let's log in there. Create pump data. Yeah, every 2 seconds. All right, so let's set this. Every 2 seconds, we're going to pull MQTT. And we're going to get that data back in here. Except we're not going to do it from MQTT directly. We're going to do a read. And we spent all that effort setting up a template for our inputs for a model. Well, we templated an instance and we got our data through a model there. So let's go ahead and grab an instance and grab those templated pumps. Now, we've probably run into this before, or I know we've run into this before. We're not going to be able to inline it because this is going to return to us an array of these different objects. So instead, I'm going to have to call this pumps. Pumps. There we go. Awesome. With key pumps. My mistake. We don't need the message that's going to start off there, so I'll just go ahead and drop it. And I'm going to save that. Now, just for good measure, we can go into debug mode here. Move the references out for a real second. Run. And there you go. We can see we've got 3 different pumps coming in under their nice uniform structures. All right. So I'm going to want to write all these guys out. I'm going to need to break them up into, I'm going to do a couple things. First, I'm going to grab a transform stage, and I want to set event.value equal to, right, event.value.pumps. Just want to move that array up to the value level. Right, so this is pretty easy. I'm just going to open up my transform here. So event.value.pumps. It's capitalized, right? Yeah, it was. All right, great. So that's going to make us our top event.value equal to this array. And then I'm going to grab another stage. I'm going to grab a breakup. Perfect. This is going to make us, we're going to break up the array type, right? So we can, oops, excuse me. We're going to break up the array type. So all of those elements in that array, all of these pump objects are going to end up as their own messages, their own events going through this pipeline. So I'm going to go ahead and say, let's take a look at how that works. You can see now I've got this counter 1 through 3, or 1 out of 3, 2 out of 3, 3 out of 3. And we've got each of these guys coming through. All right, so each of them is looking like that. This should be pretty easy. Now I just want to make a new write new stage. And I'm going to go ahead and connect this back to MQTT. And this is going to be pumps. I don't know, where should we put it? Kind of still like it under pumps. Pump 1, 2, and 3 is nice. Maybe I should make the top level different, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to do pumps modeled. And then I want them pump 1, pump 2, pump 3. We'll do handlebars event.value value.name. we go. Save. Let's write that. Plug that guy in. You can see every time we get one message coming through here, let's get a debug mode. We've got 3 messages showing up at our final stage. Out here, pumps modeled, pump 1, pump 2, pump 3. Now we've got all of that in a nice consistent format. That's all for today. I just wanted to take an opportunity to run through that and really sort of bring all those ends together. So we started with a whole bunch of pumps writing in different ways, or writing with slightly different values or slightly different data structures. We were able to make a model of what it should look like, apply a little bit of engineering to make it fit that mold, and then we were able to write it back out to a data source without too much trouble here, in a nice, consistent manner. So everything is nice and uniform. Everything lines up. We love that. All right, and there we go.
All right, so this kind of concludes our pump journey for Zero to Pipeline here, but don't worry, we're not done yet. There's still a lot of features that I want to show you around in Intelligence Hub, and we're still going to use some of the data that we worked with so far, so you don't have to go deleting everything. We've got more to look at. So stay tuned. We're going to dive into some more features. We're going to take a look at some conditions, take a look at some state variables, take a look at, what else do we got? Some administrative functions that we can put together here. So we've made our first pipeline. We've standardized our first workflow. We've got some data in good shape, but we've got more we can do. I'm excited to show you the rest of Intelligence Hub. I'll see you next time.